Welcome back to FastMonty's Garage. Today we're going to discuss how to install Bangin headlights. Raise your hand if you appreciate a good set of headlights. Yep, I do. Now, to kick things off, if you're brand new, welcome. I do nothing but projects on my 69 GTO, hopefully inspire you guys in your classic cars. Bangin Headlights got introduced to me and I got excited because they are beautiful. I mean, look over my left shoulder. Those are they right there. Those are my old ones. Those are halogen. These are LED projector. That's all they make, are LED projector bulbs and lights for classic cars. These are 5 3/4. They also have 7-inch and a wide range of options like halos, multicolored halos, demon eyes, and you don't need to run a relay. They're low power, so that's exciting news. Now, if I've ever helped you out in the past, hey, consider getting a hat. Shirt links are below, and the join button. So all those proceeds go to buying parts like this and doing more projects. So thank you for your consideration. And to start things off, I do have a discount code for you too. It's FastMonty. So go hit up Bangin Headlights when we're done here and get yourself a set. One more thing, they're glass. Forgot to mention that. Mine are black. You can also get chrome like my old ones to make it look authentic and original, but I dropped one. It is indeed glass. So let's get moving. I did order more because that was just a stupid thing. Anyway, let's go. All right, 2 weeks later, I fixed them. Not to worry, the next episode I show you exactly how to fix them, and just do yourself a favor and don't knock them off the workbench like I did. So now we can move on. Now, if you're wondering why do I have the two outboard lights installed, is I started filming this episode the day prior to me going to Reno from San Diego for Hot August Nights 2024. So I only had two on one side, so I took one out, I put it over there, I was still able to make the trip. So you'll be able to see a lot of that footage on this channel as well as Instagram Road to Reno. Now moving forward, when I was researching on how to fix these, I was on Bangin's website. I forgot to mention another cool light bulb they have. It's hollow and it acts as a cold air intake. It is badass. Go check it out and have fun shopping. But let's get this project started. I need to show you how to wire these and the different options. So let's go hit the workbench. Okay, looking at the back of your bulb, you're going to have a bunch of different wires, including a 3-prong connector. Most of us that have high beams on old cars have a 2-prong connector, and there's an adapter. So you just plug that in, and now it's 2-prong. You can also get an adapter, which I'll show you. It's already mounted in the car, where this splits it up to 2 3s, and you can plug in both the high beam and the normal to one socket and operate both at the same time. That's what I did earlier. Now, speaking of low beam and high beam, you'll notice these little tabs on the back, L and H. So this is slightly elevated right there, so it's on L. So this is the low beam, and ironically enough, the other one I broke is the high beam. So you can see right there, it's on H, so this is the high beam socket. So pay attention to that. And also when these come shipped, there's little pressure relief valves that may have fallen off. Make sure you connect those again. But you'll look at all these different wires. Depending on the model you get, I have the demon eyes, which I'll show you later when we hook that up. And then he's dedicated 12 volts. And then we have indicator and our red. So I'm going to flip this upside down. I'm going to wire it up to my jump box, and we'll see if I can get it to power up while it's sitting here on the bench. Okay, here we go. I got my jump box hooked up. The negative is to the negative side of the 3-prong plug. And the red wire I mentioned earlier is actually for the halo. So most common is running the halos with your parking lights. So we're going to mimic 12 volts from the parking light. So we turn the parking lights on. Oop. Parking lights come on. Bam. That little delay is because of the jump box's monitoring voltage. It won't act like that in the car. So that's most popular. The other thing we can do is, let's say you just want to do turn signals. So again, we're going to go find our turn signal supplied voltage, and that's what it would look like. Cool, right? But check this out. Let's say we do halos, so all far halos, and then we want to add a blinker. And we stop blinking, it goes back to white. How bitchin' is that? Or we could do, frankly, all haloed amber. So parking light, just like that. Your old bulb should be pretty easy to come out. So it's 3 screws on my main bezel, and then these little trim rings go around, and they also have 3 screws. And something to note, they're not quite symmetric on the location, so they only go back in one direction. Same thing with the tabs I showed you on the low versus high. So here's that 3-prong connector on the standard bulb, then the high beam is 2-prong. I'll show you the adapter later. The hardest thing to do here is to fish out wires. Now I have already found the parking light because I had halos on my prior set, but what we need to do is we need to tackle that connector for the parking light down there, and we need to determine what's turn signal versus parking light. So I'm going to try and actually pull the connector and see if I can get at it without removing that bulb. I don't want to do that because it's a pain in my butt. So let me see what I can do. I got so lucky, I can barely reach up in here, and I pulled the connector off of that parking light. So we have 3 leads. One is ground. One I cut off. I don't know why. Hope I don't need it. But you can see in there, now it's tough to see, there's 3 holes. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the parking lights on, use my voltmeter, and see what combination works. Okay, all right, let's see. So tiny one, I'll go black. Let's see if I can get in there. Oh, there we go. So I think that's the brown-black combo. So I'll try black and blue with the flashers on. Oh yeah, see the voltmeter going nuts. So we found it. So I'm pretty sure it says blue-black. Found some pink wire. Thought that would work really well. Pink rhymes with blink, so I won't forget. But I also elected to use a butt connector. And they look like this, basically, because I don't know what orientation I'm going to use. So all of the connections that are might be bare with power are going to have the female end. And what I choose to do was actually knock out the connector, crimp it, solder it, and then put the connector back on. You can do that, or you can use whatever this is called. So I did that here, so it's basically, so I run it through. I have enough length so I can plug it into the light bulbs, and then now I can take this and fish it down to the connector, cut it to length, and put our splice on. So this guy in your voltmeter looks like a sound wave. Connect the other end to the other end of the wire, and we go touch that terminal. That should make a noise. Yes, we're good. Put the connector back on, and I'll do the other side the same way. Time to wire demonize, and it's really probably the hardest part because it takes a dedicated 12-volt source, switched source. I found black wire. This is the only long enough wire I found. Ran it from a rocker switch under the dash, and then under fender where the wire harness goes for the headlights, all the way to the passenger side. The very end has the bullet connector that the female, and again, popped it out, soldered it, added the shrink tubing around it over the outside edge is the most important part. But on this side, I made a dual-ended with our connector. I knocked out that blocking piece, so it slipped on, and now I'm going to slip it on right here on the wire that's going underneath the bumper, and then I can pop out these those two holes. This is how easy these splices are. So if one wire is already on there, snap the other one in, and then take your pliers, and we're going to force that through both wires till it's flush, and then this protective cap goes over, Just like that. Done. Time to get our bulbs in. And here's the Y adapter I told you guys about. One 3-prong goes in this standard light 3-prong and splits it into 2. So all 4 headlights will come on when you turn your headlights on. So that's one thing. The male bullet connectors that I added, I removed those similarly, but I put them in a vise and then tapped them out, then soldered them, then shrink wrap them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in, and don't forget the tabs, L and H. So L goes outboard side and H goes in the high beam socket. And when you're done, there's a Bangin Headlights logo in the glass, and it should be vertical. It's right here. It's tough to see right there. So it's going to be vertical when it's in.
Okay, you guys ready for this? I have them all wired up. And by the way, I just said to look for the Bangin Headlights description in the glass. I just noticed the very top of the glass has etched in there, top. Like, okay, I didn't know that. Now we do. That's how you can tell you're in the right orientation. But now it's time for you guys to leave a comment which setup you like the best. We're going to go through all the different setups, white halos, amber halos, which blinkers work, which where, whatever. And then we'll all vote at the end, because I won't know until we video all this stuff and I review it. So let's get it on. Let's test out some scenarios. Okay, option number 1, and the most popular is going to be the white halos, all 4. So there we go, white halos. The camera's probably adjusting, we don't know. Now on the right side, I did 2 amber halos for blinker. So here we go. Turn it off. The white comes back on. Awesome. Left side is 1 blinker. So there's that. Amber only halos. Now, as you might imagine, the only turn signal indicator you're going to get are the original parking lights below. So here's the right, and here's the left. Kind of hard to see in my opinion. So now let's do the 2 inners as amber. Turning, so right, left. Not bad, not bad. So far, kind of interesting, right? Now, there's another option that Bangin Headlights has. They're called Demon Eyes. They come in 5 different colors: red, yellow, blue, green, purple, and white. Oh, well, I guess white's not a color. So there. Now, I picked green because my car's green, if you didn't know. So let's try the same scenario with Demon Eyes. All right, Demon Eyes. Right, now I got the white the white halos. Might be tough to tell, but watch when you do the blinkers. Right side, left side. Does that change your opinion a little bit? Let's do the ambers. Demon Eyes with amber. Oh. Okay, demons with the inner ambers. Ooh. Turning. That's really, really interesting. Kind of hard to make a decision, isn't it? I'm leaning towards the amber inners with the Demon Eyes. So I'm gonna put my bezels on, see how it looks, and go from there. Okay, bezels on, lights are off. Already, the car has made a huge improvement with the black lenses. How bitchin' does this look? Oh, and the answer's pretty bitchin'. So let's turn on the lights, see how they look now. My apologies, guys and girls. I forgot to show you what it looks like without the lights on when you turn the turn signal. Obviously, it's just the 1 light, but if you can imagine if you had the 2 lights hooked up, that looked pretty cool.
Before we continue our light show here, we need to talk about headlight alignment. Now, what that means is you don't want your lights pointed up and blinding people. You don't want them pointed down too far so you can't see enough ahead of you. There's a perfect angle, and that's basically a 1-inch drop over 25 feet. So you're supposed to put your car or your headlights 25 feet from a flat surface, like the garage door, the outside of FastMonty's garage, 25 feet, and do some math. Well, problem number one, not many of us, including myself, have 25 feet to work with. That's flat. So I only have, I don't know, call it 9 feet, 7 feet, something like that, where the car is flat. I can trust that this surface is level and flat, and that's what I'm working with. Now we can apply some simple math. So check this out. So 25 feet over 1 inch is our starting point. Let's call it, you have 10 feet. 10 feet, and we're solving for X. That's all you have to do. Now once you go solve for X, X is 10 divided by 25, that's 400 thousandths. So now you go ahead and measure from the ground to the center of your headlight, subtract that 400 thousandths, and that's the bottom edge here on this tape. So both sides, and what we'll see when I turn the when I set one of these light bulbs is you'll see it's a very distinct line that you can use as that guide, which is awesome. Now, something else that'll help you out are pirate patches for your light bulbs, because when you do this, all 4 of mine are going to be on. So I'm going to cover 3 of them, do 1 light bulb, etc., move on, move on, move on. The green pieces of tape there are the vertical alignment for each bulb. So check it out. So here's the light. You can see that definitive edge. It comes up and back over. That's actually for left-hand drive cars, by the way. So you have a right-hand drive car, it'll be the opposite. It'll come up over here like that. That's why it's important you order the right one. Now that's center right here. So you can do your left to right measurement on your center. And now I'm going to start cranking it to get this edge of the light to come up to there. There we go, there we go. Right there. So there we go. That's 1 bulb done. This is why you want to cover 1 bulb, because it's going to be hard to see the second bulb going on. Okay, we're at the end of my street, and we're about to test the headlights. In 3, 2, 1. Bam. Way better than stock. Oh my God, how awesome is that? Who is that idiot? Guys, it is so bright. It is so menacing. With the orange halos, I gotta show you this. Oh my God, get my phone out. Where's my other camera? Perfect timing for a helicopter. So there's that critical measurement we just did against the garage door, and don't feel bad that you need to have that perfectly accurate, because if you're too high on one side, someone's gonna tell you, mostly like that, or hey wanker, or flash their high beams at you. So take that as a grain of salt.
I'm overjoyed, guys. Now, something you need to keep in mind that I didn't mention yet. If you're going from incandescent to LED, you might have a blinker issue where it's not going to flash right. You're going to want to get an LED flash relay to put on your fuse panel. Bangin Headlights has those too. So go ahead, knock yourself out, have fun shopping. I want to hear your guys' feedback after you get your set. I want to see them. Hit me up on Instagram. Leave a comment below what car you have, what size bulb you went with, what color scheme. Leave your Instagram tag. You're gonna have to be creative, like at whatever, so other people can see it. Great way to spread the word on your build. Great way to spread the word for Bangin Headlights. Again, FastMonty is the discount code. And next episode is gonna be how I fixed my broken ones. So thanks for hanging out. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. But don't forget, build them fast, drive them faster. See ya.